Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's Google Hangout session. My name is Sheldon, and I'll be taking this Hangout session for you guys on behalf of the Google Partners Program. A few housekeeping tips. For best quality on the presentation, ensure your video is on 360p or higher. To have this setting selected, please head on to the Video tab, and in the bottom right corner, select the video quality setting. Today's session is going to be focused on Google performance. Yesterday, we covered shopping and advanced bid strategies. Today, I'll be focused on remarketing and a few betas. So let's get started. Now, what is remarketing? We have several users on a daily basis who visit e-commerce sites online to purchase several products. Now, given the wide variety of options available, not everyone purchases on the first go. In fact, almost 96% of the people leave a website without converting. There are around 70% shopping cart abandons, and 49% of the users typically visit a site 2 to 3 times before actually making a purchase. Remarketing really helps you reconnect with these users who are already familiar with your website and your product, but have still not made a purchase on your site. Now, how remarketing actually works. When a visitor visits your ad and then heads on to your website, from our side, we will add them to your remarketing list. Once the visitor leaves your site, we help you reconnect with these users the next time they are on Google searching for your products. To break down this even further, let's say a user clicked on your ad and headed on to your site. If your site is tagged with our remarketing code, a cookie is dropped on their session. Now, when several users visit your site, we collect these cookies for you and create a remarketing list. The next time a user is browsing the web, we match that cookie with your remarketing list and land up showing your ad to them. This increases the chances of them converting on your site. Remarketing helps to drive traffic to your site as a user already has good knowledge about your product. Besides that, it also helps get maximum return on your investment. Now, how to create a remarketing campaign? Let me actually walk you through an account and show you a demo. This is the normal AdWords interface. The first thing I'll do to create a remarketing list is to head on to the Shared Library tab at the bottom left corner of my screen in the gray tab. Once I click on Shared Library, I'll then choose Audiences. Now, I personally already have a few lists created, but to create a new list, what you'll need to do is hit on the plus remarketing list red button here. You choose the kind of visitor list you want to create. Now, remarketing can be used for website visitors, for mobile app users, if you'll have custom email IDs, or for your YouTube users. If I had to create a website remarketing list, I'll choose my website visitors. I'll then give the list a name. Post that, it asks me what kind of list do I want to select. Whether I want to target users who visit any page of my particular website, or target users who visited a certain page. For example, my products page or my add to cart section. I'll go ahead and add that over here. I then select the membership duration. Now, membership duration should be set in a way, calculating the time, say from when a user visits your website for the first time to the time it actually takes for the user to actually convert on your site, right? Ideally, that's the number of days a member should be added onto your remarketing list. Post that, a simple save would help. The moment you save the list, you'll be able to see the remarketing list created in the account over here itself. To get the remarketing tag, all you'll need to do is head onto the top right corner and select Tag Details. Once you select Tag Details, select Setup and click on View AdWords Tag for Website. Now, this entire snippet of code is something you would need to place on all pages of your website just before the closing body tag. For assistance with setting this up, all you'll need to do is enter your email ID in the box mentioned here and click on Done. An email will be sent to you with detailed steps on how you can go about setting the tag on the site itself. Once the list is created and your site is tagged, the best way to check it is to look at this status bar over here. If our system has been able to verify the tag on the website, the red icon over here will actually turn green. Once you know your tag is set up correctly, all you'll then need to do is add the list to your existing campaign or create a new campaign just for remarketing. Let me actually show you how you can add a remarketing list to probably an existing campaign. You'll first head on to the All Campaigns tab. If I select a display campaign, once you select the display campaign, head on to the Display Network tab. Then select Interest and Remarketing. If you see here, I've actually already added a list. But for you to add a new list, what you need to do is click on the plus targeting icon you see here. Choose an ad group you want to use remarketing for. Once the ad group is selected, click on Add Targeting Options. This helps you to add remarketing to your existing account. Right now, I already have it selected over here. So what I'll do is click on Edit, select what remarketing I want. So I'll click on a remarketing list that I've already created. I'll then find all the eligible lists that I can add to this particular ad group. You select the list by clicking on the double arrow icon over here. Once this turns white, all you need to do is scroll down and hit on Save. Now you also have two options over here, which ask you whether you want to target and bid the particular list or bid only. Let me explain what both of these mean. Target and bid mainly means that I want to target only those users who are in the remarketing list and bid only for those users. So the entire campaign will be focused on only those users who are in my remarketing list. If, on the other hand, I want my campaign to serve to all users, but I also want to add my remarketing list to it, what I'll then choose is the bid only option. The bid only option will help me target all the users, no matter whether they're in my remarketing list or not. But if a user is on my remarketing list, I can bid slightly higher for them to ensure that my ads show to them at a top position. Another thing you need to keep in mind is for the remarketing to work successfully with a campaign, ensure that for the display campaign, the user list is at least more than 100 users. And for the search campaign, you have a minimum of at least 1,000 users on the list. Once your list is added to a campaign, your remarketing list will start serving. You can add lists for various segments. You can go ahead and add lists for all website visitors, for people who've converted previously on your website, for cart abandoners, and so on. Now, what are the kind of remarketing campaigns you'll be able to run with AdWords? There are 6 campaigns we have to offer here. One's display remarketing. The second is remarketing for search, which is also called remarketing list for search ads. You also have dynamic remarketing, something that I will touch upon later. You have video remarketing as well. You've got customer match lists, which is nothing but your email lists. And you have app remarketing. I just showed you what display remarketing is, and search remarketing is very, very similar to that. To start a search remarketing campaign, all you need to do is use the same remarketing list, but instead of adding it to your display campaign, you'll need to add it to your search campaign. Let me give you a short demo. To add a remarketing list to a search campaign, select a search campaign in the first place. Once you're in the search campaign, you'll now need to head on to the Audiences tab. The moment you head on to the Audiences tab, the flow is very, very similar. You click on the plus targeting red icon that you see here. You'll again be asked to choose the relevant ad group. Once I select my ad group, I'll be able to see all the remarketing lists that are eligible to be added to this particular ad group. Once the list is available here, you'll again need to click on the double plus icon and then scroll down and click on save. Remarketing for search can be added to an existing campaign, or you can create a new campaign solely focused on remarketing. You can also use remarketing for apps. Using remarketing for apps, you can target users who are using your Android apps and your iOS apps. It's best for users who've never actually seen actually downloaded your app but never used it before. For users who've used it before but not converted, and you can use it for visitors who are really active on your app to introduce them to new features within the app itself. There's another great feature that we have called dynamic remarketing. Now, dynamic remarketing really helps you show those products to an advertiser that he has visited previously. If I've visited a popular e-commerce website and seen a red t-shirt before, but not purchased it, the next time I'm searching for the red t-shirt, that particular e-commerce website can show me that exact same t-shirt that I've viewed previously. This not only familiarizes me with the same product, but also increases the chances of me purchasing the product. You can use dynamic remarketing for people who visited several products of your website, who've added the products to your cart but not purchased previously, and to people who've purchased certain products and introduce them to new products on your website. Now, to use dynamic remarketing, after you create the normal remarketing campaign, and once you've tagged your website, for dynamic remarketing, there's an additional snippet of code that needs to be added on the specific product pages on the website. So say I'm an e-commerce site that sells jeans and shirts. Every jeans and shirt page on my website will have that specific snippet of code. That snippet of code helps me tag the product ID of that particular product, as well as the price of the product. The reason we track this is because the product ID later on will speak to the feed, that is your shopping feed, and then it helps show the same kind of products to the advertiser itself. Let me give you an example. Basically, a user views a product on your site but doesn't add it to a cart. Now, because I've visited that particular product, that product ID is captured. My remarketing product ID then speaks to my shopping feed product ID. The product is matched, and along with the cookie of that particular user. The next time the user is online, his cookie ID is matched with the product he visited previously, which helps me show him the same product. This increases my chances of him converting on the site this time. Remarketing can be used for several purposes: to increase awareness regarding the product, to get people to actually think about purchasing the product, for cart abandoners to actually convert on your site, and for people who've converted previously to get them to purchase a lot more and get them to be a part of your loyalty group. To summarize, remarketing needs to be used for remarketing can be used for several purposes. You can create 6 basic kind of campaigns: one, display remarketing, search remarketing, app remarketing, YouTube remarketing, customer email lists. Tag your entire desktop and mobile site for your remarketing. You can segment your audiences based on your remarketing list. Use a good bid strategy for your remarketing. You can use all the kind of display ad formats, and you can also share remarketing lists between accounts as long as they are under one manager account. For any questions you may have on remarketing, please do add your questions to the Dory, and I'll have them answered towards the end of my session. Moving on to a few betas. The first beta I would like to talk about is expanded text ads, or ETAs. Expanded text ads are the new search ad formats that we've introduced instead of the previous standard text ad formats. In the image here, you'll be able to see the difference between the old and the new ads. The new ads give you a bigger headline, increasing the chances of a user clicking on your ad. Effective 31st Jan, you won't be able to create any new standard text ads. All your search ads will now be on expanded text ads. If you've used standard text ads previously, we will allow them to run, but you won't be able to make any new changes to it. Another feature we've introduced for the display ads is something called responsive ads. Now, a lot of times our advertisers used to face problems because display ads are shown on multiple pages of the website. You've got to customize your ads based on the ad dimensions mentioned on the site itself. What we've gone ahead and done is given you a platform where you simply add the headline, a description, and an image to your ad, and we will change the dimensions of the ad based on the website for it to show most optimally. On the right-hand side here, you'll be able to see what the new responsive ads look like. The first example is a responsive text ad. The second example is a responsive image ad. And the third one are native ads. To create a responsive ad, all you need to do is head on to the display campaign, head into the ads tab, click on the plus ad icon, and choose responsive ads. Once there, we'll ask you to add an image to the ad along with a headline and a description name. We'll then use the details you've mentioned to convert them into these main three formats, that's responsive text ads, responsive image ads, and native ads, and show them on multiple websites as per the suitability. A few specifications for responsive ads. When you add your responsive ads, we've got two headlines for you. One's a short headline for 25 characters and a longer headline for 90 characters. Given the space available on a particular website, if the image size is longer, we'll use your 90-character headline. If the space available is shorter, we'll use the short 25-character headline for you. Your description remains a 90-character limit. I've also mentioned the images aspect ratio in the slide itself. For questions around this, feel free to just update the Dory. Another important beta feature I would like to introduce you all to is something that we call visual sitelinks. Now, visual sitelinks are the new sitelinks that give users a preview of what your products could look like without actually visiting the website. For now, these are available only on the Google search network, and your AdWords account needs to be whitelisted for you to be able to use visual sitelinks. To be whitelisted, simply reach out to us on the three forms mentioned on the Help Center article, that is via chat, email, or call, and we'll get your account whitelisted for you. Once your account is whitelisted for visual sitelinks, you'll see a new tab added to your AdWords account that says Labs. You click on the Labs icon, and you then set up a visual sitelink. A visual sitelink will ask you to enter an image, the image title, a description, and the final URL. We ask users to enter a final URL so that if a user of yours clicks on your visual site link, they'll then be directed onto your website directly. An example of how a visual site link may look on a mobile device is mentioned over here. For now, visual site links are restricted to users targeting English ads only. I'm happy to take a few questions now. How can I track AdWords clicks on purely PPC section of analytics? Now I get most of them in organic results and in the referrals section. If this is what you're getting right now, what I believe is the analytics account is not linked correctly to your AdWords account. Firstly, you need to ensure that both the accounts are linked. The moment the accounts are linked, once a user clicks on your ad and heads onto your website, the analytics score is then able to track which campaign, which ad, which keyword a user has clicked to come onto your website. The session will then be attributed correctly to the right campaign in the analytics tab itself. Visual site links, where is it available in my campaign? I cannot see it right now. As mentioned earlier, to be able to use visual site links, your AdWords account first needs to be whitelisted for it. As it's a recent beta feature, we request advertisers to reach out to us first, expressing interest in using visual site links. Within a day or two's time, we'll go ahead and whitelist your account for this particular feature. Once whitelisted, all you will then need to do is head into your AdWords account. Now, once in your AdWords account, you'll be able to see this labs tab over here. So you'll have to head onto a Google search campaign. Once in the Google search campaign, search for this labs tab. Once selected, you'll then be able to add your visual site links. If, however, your AdWords account is already whitelisted for visual site links and you still can't see the tab, I'd recommend reaching out to us and we'll be more than happy to assist you with it. I'll wait for a few more questions. Can we track a click on a submit button via different ad campaigns? In AdWords, honestly, it'll be slightly difficult for you to track a click on a submit button. But this can be tracked via analytics. For you to track it via analytics, what you'll need to do is create a goal. Once you've created a goal, in the goal, you'll have an option to choose a particular event track, right? Select the event tracking and choose a click on a particular button. You'll then need to set up the tag on the site in a particular way along with the help of your web developer so that the click on that particular button is tracked as a goal. Once the tag is set up correctly, what you'll then need to do is import that goal into AdWords. The fact that both your accounts, that is your AdWords and your analytics account, is linked correctly, the goals will automatically be attributed to the right campaign and ad group in your AdWords account itself. Thank you so much for your time. Ensure you join us next week for our sessions on brand. It's on Wednesday at 11:30. Thank you and goodbye.